Everybody, it is Sunday, June 30th, 2013. Thanks for stopping by. Now, as I have been talking to people about mockery, comedy, people have sort of asked me, well, what can you do? What can you mock? What can you not mock? Is there anything you can mock? Is there anything that is a valid subject of comedy? And that is a good question. And I think that there's a great deal that is valid. But there's a fundamental thing about comedy that you must understand, I think. And that is that comedy is a tool. It's a tool. It induces a mode of thought. Religion is a mode of thought. Scientific inquiry is a mode of thought. Both equally valid. Comedy is a mode of thought. It highlights absurdities. It brings people together around alternate perceptions of reality. And it organizes people's thoughts in a very specific way. Comedy is a tool, and what you use it for does matter. Is it just a little escapism, enjoyment? That's one way to use it. Is it to bring about understanding? Is it to bring down the powerful and help you sympathize with the weak? Or is it to further oppression? These are all things that comedy can be used for. So, the fundamental thing about comedy is that it's a tool. Now, when you use comedy, there's two basic rules of thumb that will help you to use it in a way that is, all ways you can do. Okay, you can use comedy however you want. But if you want to use comedy in a way so that people will not dislike you, that people will not forget you purposely, or think of you as a bad person, there's two rules of thumb. And this is for socially conscious comedy, good comedy, comedy that's used to construct and not to tear down. The first rule of thumb is you mock people for things they can change. You don't mock people for things that they can't change. You mock people for attitudes, not for their identity. You mock people who are being racist. You don't mock people who are short. If you mock people who are short, you're just being an asshole. People will see you that way. If you mock people who are being racist, they might get the idea that their attitude is absurd. The second thing is you mock the powerful, not the powerless. You don't mock the slave, you mock the slave owner. You don't mock the minority who is poor, you mock the privileged citizen who thinks they're the real victim when they're not. You mock privilege, you don't mock powerless people. You don't mock people who are victims. You mock oppressors. So, a lot of people may not see Muslims in particular as being victims. But if you just look at what the governments of the West are doing and why they're doing those things, it becomes immediately apparent that they are victims in a lot of ways. And a lot of the people that you will see enjoying the mockery of these people are people that really despise them because of who they are. And so, you don't want to be one of these comedians who mocks the victims, because they may not be perceived as victims now, but sooner or later they will be, when people understand the truth about the power dynamic. The people who have used comedy in ways that furthers oppression, furthers divisiveness and hate, that knocks down the powerless and props up the powerful, those people will be purposely forgotten, and they will never be forgiven. They're just pariahs for the rest of time. People will be uncomfortable seeing their faces because their comedy was not in our interest. It was in their interest, and it was something that hurt people. If you use your comedy to knock down the powerful and to help those who need help, then your comedy is in everyone's interest, and everyone will remember you and will feel good about what you've done. So, and I think there is sometimes the tendency to think that using the tool in a skillful manner is all that matters, that it doesn't matter what you're building. It just matters that you are able to show off your skills. But that's very short-sighted. It does matter. It always matters what you do with the tools that you have. What you do is the important thing, not how well you can do it. And those are very simple rules that if you follow them, you don't have to worry about anybody not getting your comedy. It doesn't matter, because no one can accuse you in any real, meaningful way. And you can mock whatever you want, however you want, and not be hurting anyone. Thanks for watching.